Only those who do not see power are qualified to hold it. My name is Juan Macias, and I will be presenting a topic that is still a problem to this day: corruption of power. Now, what exactly is corruption of power? There's two types of corruption of power: the political type and the literal corruption of power, where it corrupts someone. It might sound a bit confusing, but let's just dive into it. That sounded so cringe. For political, I have Vladimir Putin. Jesus, where do I start with this one? Now, do I start with the nuke threats? Do I start with the possible end of the world? Or do I start with the goddamn gas prices? Now, this man takes this shit to a whole nother level. It's insane how corrupted he is. So back in 1993, Russia settled an old beef and settled a bill, in a sense, for Russia's democracy. After that, Vladimir Putin came into office in the year 2000. We got Vladimir Putin in the office for the first time. And from that point on, Russia went into a whole spiral. He was supposed to leave office in 2008, but refused, therefore, by abusing the power he had and letting the power corrupt him. He became so corrupt, that he literally dodged corrupt charges, just like my dad dodged child support. This is a perfect example of how certain people can become corrupt. Anyone can become corrupt. People thought it was going to be a new beginning for Russia, but look what happened. Now let's go on to the other example, which is where literal power corrupts a person. For this type of power, I will be using Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. Now let me explain what I mean by literal power. I'm going to rush through this because I don't have that much time, so bear with me. So in Spider-Man 3, Peter Parker gets bonded to this thing called the symbiote. It gave him incredible power, and with that power, he went to track down his uncle's killer. He literally brutalizes Sandman and washes him away, thinking he killed him with a smile on his face. He stays with the symbiote because he realizes the power that it has. He later takes a woman out to dinner, right? To the place that Mary Jane works at. Also, they were broken up at this point, so that's why it's bad. He then puts on a whole dance routine to make Mary Jane jealous. And when he goes too far, a guy tries to stop him, and then they start arguing. But then Mary Jane tries to stop Peter from arguing with the guy, and Peter literally backhands her harder than my ex ever did to me. So Peter bolts out the place and takes his suit off, so he doesn't have the symbiote anymore, right? He then later puts the suit back on and does some more corrupt shit. But that's too much for this video, so I'm just gonna go to the interesting part. Peter then realizes that the suit's corrupting him, so then he goes to solve his problem. He goes to a church, but he doesn't know how to exactly solve his problem. He doesn't know what to do. So he struggles taking the thing off and then accidentally bumped into the church bell. The bell makes a loud noise which hurts the symbiote, therefore it becoming weaker. He keeps struggling with the symbiote, but he keeps hitting the bell. Therefore the symbiote comes off him. Now, in the final battle of the movie, Peter fights Eddie Brock with the symbiote bonded to him. He sees Eddie inside the symbiote and sees how much it has corrupted him, remembering how much it corrupted Peter himself. He ends up taking Eddie away from the symbiote, but Eddie then therefore goes back to the symbiote because he realizes the amount of power that he had, because he literally almost killed Spider-Man. So he goes back into the symbiote after Harry Osborn threw a pumpkin bomb, and then bonds with the symbiote once again, but it wasn't even worth it in the end because he just blew up with it. So basically, that's it. He dies with the symbiote, and then Peter really just realizes how much that suit corrupted him. So yeah, basically what I want you to take away from this video is that anyone can become corrupt. Just look at Peter. He literally backhanded the love of his life. And look at Putin. People thought it was going to be a new beginning for Russia in the year 2000 when he first became president. But now look. We deadass had almost the end of the world this year. But yeah, that's basically the end of this video. I hope I pass. Hope I at least get a 70. I know you're watching this, Mr. Woodward. Please, at least a 70. Alright, that's it.